The Catholic Church teaches solemnly in a document from the Second Vatican Council known as the Sacred Constitution of the Church, known as Lumen Gentium, that the Eucharist is a source and summit of all Christian life. The source, the summit of all Christian life. In other words, without the Eucharist, there is no Christianity. The source means origin, the beginning, where it comes from. Christian life begins with the Eucharist. It also ends in the Eucharist. The source, the origin, the summit, the end point, the final destination of all Christian life. But I want to say this. It is the source and summit of all reality, of all things, of everything. In chapter 15 of John's Gospel, Jesus said that you are no longer slaves. I call you friends. Usually we said, Omaka, Amy, Jesus. It's not just the children who are friends of Jesus. It is everybody who has become friends with Christ. If you choose to become his friend. In Luke's Gospel, we are told that Mary chose to become the friend of Jesus on the given day just before he went to the cross and sat at the foot of the Master and listened. She chose to become his friend, not his server, not his food provider, not just a guest or a hostess, somebody who received a visitor into his house. She chose to become on that very day a friend to the Master and sat at his feet, and that comforted the Lord. The Lord loves his friends. Amen, somebody. Amen. The Lord loves those who elect to be his friends. In fact, in the Old Testament, we are told that Moses was a friend of God. God loves his friends. Unfortunately, many of us, even as I speak right now, approach God as if we are stepchildren. Many of us approach God sometimes not even as children. We approach God sometimes as a judge with fear and trembling. And not the good kind of fear, but the kind of fear that cripples and terrifies. Many years ago, I was aspiring to go to the seminary, and I befriended this wonderful priest. And he made a comment one day that shocked me. I've never forgotten. He said, all I want is that when my time comes to go to heaven, I don't even feel I am worthy to go to heaven. I just want to be a footmat where people will come and dust their feet and enter into heaven. My spirit rebelled against that. That God has elevated us higher than a footmat. He has invited us to sit at table with him. Because on the final day, the Bible tells us there will be a banquet in heaven. And everybody is invited to that banquet, which means you have a seat with your name on it. Amen. Amen. Jesus also said in John's Gospel, the same John's Gospel, chapter number 14, the first 6 verses, he says that in my Father's house there are many mansions, which means there is a mansion with your name, with a key waiting for you to just show. It is a mansion. It is not even a boys' quarters. It is not even a flat or a duplex. It is what? A mansion. Now, those who live in mansions are people who are reigning. They are not ordinary people. If you have a duplex, maybe okay, you have some money. One of my friends in the city bought a duplex a few years back, 50 million. How much will a mansion cost? But the beautiful thing is that the book of Revelation tells us that the house, the mansions that will be built will not be built with cement or this sand. What would they be built of? Gold is inferior now. Emerald. There are things that are higher than gold. No, I don't know.
Emerald. Sapphire.
You know how many kinds of diamonds are there? There are more than 60 something different types of diamonds. More than 60 something, about 68 of them. So we are talking about one, is a type of diamond will be the floor. Oh my goodness. You'll be matching on top of, if you are matching on top of diamond in your house, what kind of a person are you? You are a friend. But more than a friend, you are a child of God. Which means you own heaven. Heaven is your property. Amen, somebody. It is your what? Property. You can't be a footmat in your home. You are not even supposed to be the person opening the door. You are, the angels are supposed to be opening door, receiving guests, welcoming people, taking care of your visitors, and so on and so forth. Amen, somebody. Amen. One of our sisters told me a story of how she went to sleep one day and then somehow went to visit her brother in heaven. Actually, she was on the operating table on the theater. In the theater, they were having surgery to bring out the baby. And she decided to travel to heaven. I don't know what she was doing there. She said she was missing her brother so much that she kept telling God, I want to see him. Can I visit him? I want to see him. Can I go and see him? So God chose that hour on the operating table to give her the flight ticket to heaven. She goes and she's visiting with him. She sees the beautiful section of heaven where this young man is. She said, Father, I lack the words to describe what I saw. She said it was so beautiful, I didn't want to come back again. I wanted them to show me where is my own. This is my brother's own. Show me my own section. But they didn't show how. Amen. The people who were ministering to her brother were angels, according to her story. And then it was approaching 6 o'clock in the evening because the surgery started maybe around 2. So it was a complicated surgery. It took a little while. So it was approaching 6 a.m. So the brother said, you better start going back, because if Archangel Michael locks the gate at 6 p.m., you don't go come out. You will stay. She said, how can I stay now? He said, no. So he started pushing her out of the house, pushing her towards the gate, literally pushing her. So she said she was on the ground, and someone, he held her hand and was doing like this, and was dragging her.